Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming all the way from wherever you came. Yeah, that's. I'm just going to say a few words and then we can talk. This is a very simple expression. It's very simple. It's so simple that it can't really be talked about because it's so obvious and so normal that it's hardly worth bringing up. But at the same time, that's the beauty of it. That's the glory of it. Is that all it is? All of this coming to meetings and the whole energy of all of this is all about just the expression really of just what is, just this. We've all come here to just talk about just this. As ridiculous as that is, just what is just the carpet. We've come to talk about just that carpet, or just the walls, or just this, just being in this room. Because that's all there is. It's just immediacy. Just that immediacy. Just an expression of what seems to be happening. It's not really happening because there is no time. So this is just the end of seeking. This is just the end of time. This is nothing appearing to happen. There's nothing to get here. I'm not going to give you anything. There's nothing here that can give you anything. This is completely empty. So if you have come to find something or to get something, you're going to be disappointed, because this is a very disappointing message or expression or statement. It's disappointing for the one that wants to try to get something, for that which tries to get something. There is an apparent, and it is only apparent, expression of the me, what I call the me state, a quality of energy that seems to occur in human beings, where there is a sense of separateness, a sense that there's somebody here and there's somebody there, that there's two. There's a subject, there's an object. And all that contraction of energy, that contraction of energy just contracts. It doesn't have any special intelligence or whatever it is. It's just a quality of contraction. It's just a mechanism of contraction, a sense of contraction. It's nothing to do with anybody, because it isn't. There is nobody. There's nobody in this room. There's nobody expressing this. There might be apparent people who believe that they are a me, and that this is another me that's telling you something about apparent reality, but that's just simply not the case. This doesn't have anything to say. This is the same as speaking to the flowers, or or a cat walking past, or whatever. It's not. There's nothing that you can get from this. So we can talk about that, or try to talk about that, and we can discuss that and talk around it. But of course, all it is just what is. It's just immediacy. It's just this.
Okay, David,
Yes.
it is the end of the world.
It's the end of your world.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, it's the end of my world. It's the end of the story of me. There's always a story with me. It's got a beginning, a middle, an end. And that's the story also of the world. The story of the world.
But the only world is my world. So it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
But then what is this?
What is this? There's no answer to that. This is absolutely unknowable. This is already everything. It can't be explained. And also, there's nothing here that knows anything. So it's essentially there's nothing here that wants to answer that question. It's actually that.
Any quest to try to understand or to search for any kind of thing is already too far. It's already the trap of the me.
Yeah, me's already me. You could say the fundamental question of me is why. There is no answer to why.
Or how.
Or how, yeah, fine.
Same, probably.
Same, yeah.
Causality.
Yeah, me asks why or how, yeah. But essentially that question is simply just the voice of contraction.
It
It's
wants
the
to
voice
release.
and then, everything's separate. Why?
Yeah, but it wants to release by trying to know why.
Perhaps,
It's an attempt to
yeah,
get
perhaps
released.
it's an attempt to find
It's a
a
quest.
solution. But no solution can be found because it's just simply the voice of that contraction. When contraction ends, there's no more questions. This is the end of seeking.
And I guess when the seeking ends, so to speak, then only then it's somehow known or felt or understood that there was a seeking even going on.
Yes, it's a sort of the me is really an illusion. There isn't a me. There's never a me. But until that apparent illusion falls away, there's just this sense that yes, everything is separate and everything is a story, and that falls apart. That whole notion falls apart. So there's sort of happening, things happening, and then there's the end of happening. This is the end of happening. The end of happenings. Yeah. So that's why you can't really say that there's an end, because that would be something happening. So it becomes impossible to talk about. All that can be said really is that all there is the end of seeking. This is the end of seeking.
It's no beginning to the illusion. You say, or other say that when a kind,
A child.
a child,
Yeah.
conscious of the beginning of the me. it's not end of the of the me, and not beginning.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
totally
it's a
different.
story. It's a story. I mean, what we can describe in a story. You know, there can be a story that I can tell you, which is simply just that, you know, at a certain age, quite a young age, the brain gets to a certain level of complexity which can abstract a sense of me. And at that point, there seems to be a contraction, a quality of contraction that somehow sort of takes hold. And that quality of contraction seems to go on until it doesn't. But all of that is a story, because it's all a story that's in time. None of that really happens, but it's a story that we can talk about. It's a way of describing this, but it never will describe this, because what is just immediacy. It's immediacy. It's just this, and this can't be described. And this is not a story. This is just what is. So stories can be expressed, but that's all they are. They're just empty stories. No matter what the story is about, even if the story is about the me state, you know. There's just aliveness, newness. This is all totally new. It's like Christmas Eve.
Before the unpacking.
Yeah, before, exactly, yeah.
Are stories illusions?
Stories are stories. It's just energy in that form, energy in the form of a story being expressed.
In a way, the me, would you say the me energy makes this immediacy, timelessly making it in time and space then? So it's born again and again in a way. Is that like she was addressing the fact that at the age of 2 or 1 it's a story, okay? But it's every second it just comes alive
It's
in
this.
a way.
It's this.
This
And it's this.
as
And it's
as
this.
a me, and then as time, and as my story, and as this, or as the table.
It's just what seems to be happening.
Yeah.
What's
so even the
apparently
me
happening.
is this, and this timeline is this.
It's always this.
Yeah. And time seeming real, energetically,
Mhm.
continuity is energy.
Continuity is an illusion,
Yeah.
and that sort of belongs to
Story.
the world of me, the me state. It's always in a sense of there being time is a linear, you know, I'm born, I live, I die, you know, all of this, the timeline. There isn't a timeline. That's all an illusion. Whole thing. Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. There's no past. There's absolutely no possibility. There's that's freedom in itself, you know.
But even the sense of the past is freedom.
I mean, the sense that there
It's a
is
sense.
there is no sense.
I mean,
of
the
past.
reality of the past, real past, in a way.
There is no real past.
The sense of real past. Sense
Memory.
of reality.
Memory.
Well, there is memory, but there is a sense of. This is what I which suggests that whenever this seems real, I am real, the memory is a real past. It's in the real.
Well, when there
Like the
is
world
no,
is real
when
and
there is no one,
you-
there is no real past.
No, I understand that. But the sense of reality also gets hold of the memory being real, as the world is real and the other is real. Sense of reality is very I would say it's illusory, but it's fascinating in a way. How it
Well,
can,
me finds it fascinating, but
because it feels it's real.
yes, because it's trying to find actually something real. It's absolutely determined to actually nail something down and say this is real, because that's confirmation in a way that I am real. So it's always looking for reality, and then all that happens is really that all of those questions and interest completely falls apart. There's no interest in that. There's just interest in carpets and lights. Lights particularly, I have to say, but lights and things like that. Yeah, kids look at lights. There's a reason. It's like they're very, So, but that's that kind of thing. It's stunning, really.
And memories, when you have apparently memories, it's nothing. Last week for you, memories.
Yeah, it's just what seems to be happening is memories occurring, apparently occurring. Yeah, that's all. Just memories.
Memories for nobody.
Yeah, for nobody. Yeah.
Memories for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, I mean, it's just what seems to happen is that the memories, like clouds. You see a cloud going past, in the sky. Memories. It's like that. There's no one doing any of it. There's nobody, making the clouds. There's nobody making the memory. It just is like that.
They're not owned.
No.
No,
of course not.
That's the big difference.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not my
They're
memories.
not charged.
Yeah,
With the
exactly. When there's a story, then it's like, oh yeah, this is very important.
So anything that you can mention, like a word, even the word real, is belongs to the me.
Well, me is very transfixed on reality.
Yeah, so reality doesn't belong to this.
No, there isn't anything real.
Yeah.
There's also nothing not real.
Yeah.
So it's neither real nor unreal. It's just what is. Because as soon as you say that there's something unreal, me just latches onto that and says, oh, that's something. What's unreal? It's just like saying nothing. Me latches onto that and says, oh, what's that? It turns nothing into something. This is impossible to understand. This is unknowing. This is neither real nor unreal. This is neither nothing nor everything. It's the end of seeking.
And the end of knowing.
And the end of knowing, yeah. That's exactly the same.
but then it's the end of me.
And it's also the end of me. That's also the same.
But that's the most tricky part.
Well, no,
Because the me
it's
doesn't
not
want.
tricky. There's because you can't do anything about it. There's nothing for you to do
Yeah,
because there is no one.
ultimately.
Yeah.
Even starving the me.
Oh no,
It's,
starving the me is just another game of me trying to starve itself. Yeah. Forget it.
Yeah. So carpe diem.
Well, I mean, who's going to do that? Yeah.
The one who believes it.
Yes, sure.
But wasn't there a David who was attending a similar kind of talks from various kind of, let's say, speakers, and
Well, it wasn't various kinds. It was just Tony Parsons.
oh, it was just Sony. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but yeah. No,
Yeah.
well, just there were a few people that I listened to. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. So basically, David also stumbled at one point in his life, so to speak, across this kind of communication and somehow got involved in it. Yeah, and the
Well,
fact that you are sitting now here has nothing to do with that, I guess.
There is no David. There's what you're talking about is a story
Mm-hmm.
which is about an apparent past.
Yes.
But that
That
is
is also really
yeah.
oh
I mean,
my
all
gosh.
of that is just there is. It's all an illusion. There is no past. All there is immediacy. There's just this. No one was ever born and nobody dies. It's not. There isn't anyone.
When you say all there is this seems to change?
It seems to. Yeah. There's nothing
that
happening. Though.
illusion.
There's nothing happening. I mean, it seems to change, but that would, in a certain way, that's sort of like change. Change is very often associated with what was before, changing into what is now.
Mhm.
So there's nothing happening. All there is immediacy. There's nothing happening.
It's nothing happening.
There's no happening. There's no happening.
Happening is a story, you mean?
Happening is a story, yeah.
Ah, okay.
All there is immediacy. There's no time.
So I imagine you being on a birthday party and then you sit next to somebody and he starts talking about a subject and telling you all these stories. How do you deal with that?
It's just what seems to be happening.
You don't get kind of upset or...
No, I mean, I think...
Yeah, I do. I'm already that far that I...
Well, I mean, upsetness can happen if there's, you know, if it's, you know, there's, you know, this doesn't necessarily like all stories, you know. You know, so there may be, it depends on the quality of the story.
Yeah, of course.
But some stories are very interesting and some are not so interesting. But all there is what seems to be happening. Is there's not there's stories can be told, you know. If they're told in an interesting way, they're interesting. But it that doesn't really, you know, it's just a story. All it is a story. It's not important. It doesn't matter at all.
So it's something in my personality which gets touched, so I react in a certain way.
Well, if that believes that story is real, then it's a different it's a different thing.
That I find hard to answer, but then the subject doesn't interest me, or
okay, but then the subject doesn't interest you. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't like the story.
yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like the story. I mean, there's a lot of stories that I don't like.
Yeah,
I can turn on the news and you
Yeah.
know,
yeah,
there's quite a lot of stories I don't like
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
They're all stories. They're not real. It's just what seems to be happening.
So does that mean that also there is no individual character?
I mean, there is no individual.
Mm-hmm.
So the character, in a way, is I don't know, something on top of that individual, a persona or something like that, an ego, whatever you want to describe it.
Mm.
That's just another strata of that expression of me.
Well,
There is no one.
in the introduction, you said we can talk about the carpet or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, so then but what is the body then? The body is also it's also part of the whole.
Yeah, the body is just
sorry.
the body.
Yeah.
It's
But-
the body. It's energy in the form of a body.
When the body dies, it goes on.
Well, there is no death. I mean, the body apparently doesn't function anymore. You know, so
That's a nice way to say it.
that's what seems to go on. Physically, if you're talking about the death of that body, yeah, that body just doesn't move the way that it used to.
It's recycled, huh?
We can start partying, no?
Well, you know, but yeah, it's just the body, just that. It's just energy in that form. Everything is energy. All there is energy.
What struck me the most when I had this glimpse, I would say, I don't like the word, but
Well, you didn't have a glimpse.
Yeah,
but
the glimpse
yeah.
didn't have a me in a way. Well, I don't know how to put it, but I
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
anyway.
Mhm.
It's that I was not afraid of dying because it
Yeah.
was not in my equation at all.
Mm.
Whereas all my life it was about
Yeah,
fear of death,
Yeah.
myself and my
yeah.
surround,
Yeah.
close.
This
Family.
is just unknowing. So there's no
No
There's
projection, no,
no.
there was just this, and and that was so simple and direct, and there was not even processing of
No.
how it would be. It was, and even my parents, I wouldn't. I'm, you know, like very terrified about losing them,
Yes.
and that it was not even in
No.
my. This is incredible. And then when it came back in a way, never good.
Yeah.
In a way. It's the
Yeah,
fear of
because it's
death
always
is
a
there.
projection. It's
Yeah,
always a
but-
projection. What is death?
Yeah, but
You
I
know,
don't
what
believe
will
it.
it be?
I mean, I know it doesn't exist
Yeah.
because I saw it's not. It's just. I don't know what it is, but let's not go to. But I'm still afraid now. I mean, less obsessed, less believed, but it's still fear of losing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you tell me I'm going to die tomorrow, I would be frightened. I don't know.
No, you're going to die now.
I love. You see what I mean?
No, but
it's a package, you know, with a context. It just comes back, and then even though it's lean and blah, blah, it just comes back, and the whole context comes and surrounds everything.
The me is always trying to figure out what will be, what it will be like, what death will be like. It's always living either in the past or in the projected future.
It's completely neurotic, eh?
Absolutely neurotic. It is just
mental sickness.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a fever. Nothing to do.
No. Sure. Oh,
Yeah.
tell me about it.
Yeah.
You said in one of the last talks something I agree upon, that the human being is a very kind of quite a weird species in a way.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? Like we somehow seem to behave in a very different way than all the rest of so-called nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that it has to do with this illusion?
Well,
with the fever,
absolutely,
so to speak?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Unquestionably.
Mm-hmm.
There is, without a me, that there is a very different. I mean, everything can go on as it does, but essentially that body is very uncomplicated. It doesn't need very much. It doesn't. There isn't a lot that it requires.
Yes.
And what seems to be going on in the world is that there is a huge need, a massive need that is consuming about huge consumption, because there's always an apparent someone trying to get something, wherever it is. It's always about getting and trying to get more, and it's a need, and without that, of course things would look quite different.
I sometimes wonder how deep that would go, like if it would also, let's say, the style of parenting, I don't know, like how children are treated could be very. I wonder if that would be then, if there would be a change, if it would be not. Yeah, if this consuming would not so much happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of this is this is a hypothetical story,
of course,
right? But it's, I mean, as I say, that the nature of that need is a huge energy, and there's a that seems to spiral off a whole load of tension. That seems to go on,
Yeah, and I sometimes have the impression also that it, there is kind of an over-complication then going on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like, oh man, that could be so simple. Like, but then it becomes very complicated at times. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely, yeah. This is utterly simple.
Mm-hmm.
Just this, just what is, just this raw immediacy. That's incredibly simple. That's beyond simple. You know, it's you know. So yeah, it's of course you know, seeking is deeply complicated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in one way, it is. If you look at the me state, essentially, it's just a sense of contraction. It's contraction upon contraction. So in a way, the nature of it is quite obvious. You know exactly what you know that's going to do. Me's just going to contract. That's all it does. But the way, the complexity of how it does that, and the intricate, you know, manifold ways that goes about, that's you know, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I think that you have found something,
No,
and
no, I haven't found anything. But there's no one here.
it's
So there's nothing to find. I have lost everything. This is total loss. This is total failure. This is what total failure looks like. Yeah. This isn't. There's nothing that has gained anything. Yeah. I know it can seem like that. Me, you know, projects that, you know, this has found something, and that hasn't, you know, and that's, you know, that's needs to find what this apparently has, but it is actually illusory. That whole idea. It seems to be like that, but it's just completely, totally incorrect.
and when you say nothing and everything, or it's not everything, so it's not you. You have not found this.
No, there's no me, so there's no possibility to find anything. I mean, that's the other way of saying that is that the seeker, the apparent seeker, just died. He ran out of energy. There's no more energy for seeking. This is the end of seeking. So it didn't find anything. It didn't, you know, like get to the end of the, you know, oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah, no. It just it died on the road. Possibly a few feet from the actual thing that it would have died. What you gonna do? You know?
And is it like a loss of interest?
Yeah, in a way. In a way, it's a total loss of interest. Yeah, absolutely. Because all there is much more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is much more interesting than trying to find everything.
Yeah, or having
That's
to deal with
totally,
this.
totally abstract. It's a total abstraction. Seeking is totally abstract. What are you looking for? What is a me trying to find? Me doesn't know what it's trying to find. Me has got absolutely no idea what it's trying to find. Just seeks. Seek. What am I trying to find? I'm not answering that question. Seek. That's it. It's seeking without end, for no reason. It's just a mechanism. It's just what seems to be happening. All there is immediacy. And the seeking itself is what is.
Yeah, but it veils, seemingly veils the whole aliveness
Yes.
of this immediacy.
Yes. Seeking veils what is, yeah, for sure. And that's that irritation, that's that uncomfortable sense of, yes.
In a way, it apparently lives at the cost of life itself, in a way. What simple natural reality, in a way.
It's not at the cost of that. I mean, it's just simply what is. Me is simply a fever in natural reality.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with.
No, nothing right or wrong. It's just what seems to happen to human beings.
So the seeking either peters out or it doesn't.
Seeking just seems to fall away.
Or, yeah.
And in the end, there's no chance. Seeking always falls away in the end.
Because of dying.
Yeah, I mean, the death of the body
Yes.
is the end of seeking.
But I am worried. you got it? Of course, I am worried that I'm not. How do we say that? I'm not falling away before the body dies, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah,
that I miss out the whole shebang.
Me imagines what it must be like, and then just wants to not be there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's just a pure fantasy. It's just in a fantasy of what it's like when there is no one. That's just a fantasy. It's like a film called What It's Like When There Is No One. In Technicolor.
But I think it's the only thing it can't abstract or process. Death. It's the only.
Yeah, it was the unknown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just in a way,
Yeah.
It's,
Absolutely. This is death.
yeah.
This is death.
Exactly.
All there is death.
But we think we abstract it. I mean, by knowing it, there's a sense of I know, and so.
Yeah.
How would you describe that falling away of seeking on a body perspective, human experience?
How would I describe it? Well, I mean, there's just a falling away. It can't really be described. I mean, if you're talking about what the difference is between a body where there is seeking and a body where there isn't seeking. I would just say that there is a sense of, can be, depending on the body, can be a sense of relaxation, apparently. Essentially because that me is a quality of contraction. But everything is still the same. All it's just carpet, walls, apparent people, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's less. It appears less substantial.
Well, it doesn't. It's just not. It's not. There's no questioning.
No, but if you have to compare, in a way, it's less solid, substantial. It's more.
I don't know what that
apparent.
means.
It's real, solid.
Well, yeah. Well, there's no one that's real.
Really there.
There's nothing that's real. But I mean,
No,
I'm not going to walk into a wall.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
hurts.
No, but it has the same quality as me. The table is real. I'm real.
Yeah, there's no sense of separateness. Yeah, because there isn't anyone that's trying to find something else. There's no subject, no object. Yeah. But it's all. What I mean is that all that is very normal. That's it's. All this is very known to that body. That body. This is not some weird state. It's very known to that body. That body completely recognises what this is, what is being expressed here, because especially apparently because when that body is quite small, there's a recognition of what is being expressed here. Babies get this easily.
I wonder if it can be the body that tries to somehow get rid of that
It's
fever.
constantly. It's constant.
Get it off my.
The body is constantly rejecting the me state. It's constantly rejecting the me state, all the time. All the time. It's constantly unraveling. When there's when there's contraction, it moves to another. There's another movement which is countering that contraction. Is constantly moving towards pleasure and away from pain.
But pain and the contraction. But pain is still going on, right? Pain is part of life in a way.
Yes, well, there is pain that is part of life. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that the me state is part of life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting, huh? That the body is constantly counter.
It's constantly throwing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. In many different expressions.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why people are very surprised when you there's a common theme which goes, the body heals itself, right? And then the next question is, well, how does it do that? Well, no, the body heals itself. You can't figure out how it does that. It just heals itself. But that there's not a method then of how you can get the body to heal itself. That's utterly ridiculous.
Oh, why is it ridiculous?
Because there is no one.
Okay, only
It's just the body.
someone
Someone trying.
wants a method.
Yeah, someone wants a method.
Mhm.
It's the same. It's actually very similar to talking about what we're talking about here.
Mhm.
He wants a method to cure the fever. That's what he wants.
To remain in
In
place.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the doctor.
Yeah. Oh. I remember that when I was as a kid going to school, it was for me very, very difficult. These first hours where you suddenly had to sit still. It was horrible. First week, because you are not allowed to move anymore, right? You had to sit at the table and listen to what was said in front. That's how it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It's very very. There's a lot of things that are born of me, which are very obviously unnatural for the body.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think that sometimes I think that Germany is quite a strong embodiment of that neurotic me thing. It's like always about correctness, right and wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it is just a natural preference and natural, but I think that sort of Northern Europe, England, Germany, these countries, there's a lot of similarity in a way, and there's a certain sense there that quality of contraction has reached a certain peak, which gives rise, interestingly, to an interest in this expression. Because there's not everywhere in the world has that interest. It's not, you don't always find that.
Would you suggest that children nowadays who are overactive and it's a sense of the self that is unbearable and the body wants to, so to say, agitation would be the
this is just what I get a sense of. But when kids are around 2, they call it the terrible 2s. Because they have these big tantrums, for no apparent reason. It's just suddenly boom. Well, what's going on there? That's quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, it seems like there is a huge rejection of that contraction, a longing to escape that contraction, which I think then continues all the way throughout life, but just not necessarily in supermarket floors or just differently. Probably could be much more healthy if people did actually
throw a healthy temper tantrum and
But it's just simply that frustration.
Because before it seems like the rules were more.
Because all there is
now
this.
It's
There's just this. It's just what is.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, that fever or that tension, that contraction starts to come in, and then there's an apparent separation. Everything's separate. Everything's dull, in a way. the newness has gone, you know.
Yeah.
You know that it's these stories like you know, I can't get back to Neverland. You know, that's where it comes from. All those stories. I think Lost Boys. You know, very clever. All that. Very interesting. You know, just the expression of me writing about or expressing this. Longing is unrequited quality, which is all about that longing. Yeah.
I believe all artists are
Yeah, a lot
really
of art.
feel homesick.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean. It just seems here, you know, that there's less, and this can be completely opposite with different people, different bodies, but there isn't so much of a need to artistically express, actually, because it's already enough. The enoughness is just enough. But other people can just be much more. Oh, I'm gonna do more, you know. But here it's sort of like, you know, it wasn't like that.
This sense of being able to look inside and outside is that also deriving or
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant?
Yes.
Ah. That was easy, huh?
Sorry. Yeah. It's really. It just simply becomes completely irrelevant.
Aha, cool.
That's the. In fact, the end of most questions really is that often me is is it like this or what is the difficult, and then actually no, that's irrelevant.
Well, there's no more inside outside. This is why.
Well,
It's not
it,
even
it's
irrelevant.
not. It is actually that there is that those questions die with the questioner.
Yeah.
Should we have a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a way we never left the toddler state in a way.
Well, yeah. Since that time, there's been frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Apparent, it's a story, but it's all there is just frustration very often. And in the apparent world, that's also what what is going on. You know, these wars and you know that seem to go on. It's almost a purge of that frustration.
It's a symptom.
It's what seems to go on when that tension builds up to a certain degree. There's a cycle. There's this apparent cycle of war that goes on, sort of purging that violent tension about trying to get somewhere, trying to find a solution.
But the me is so much a habit.
Well, I mean, if that would be the idea. If it was a habit, would be that there would be somebody that could do something about it. You could just change the habit. But I think it's, you know, what I would say is it's more than a habit. It's just what seems to be going on. It's just energy in that form, energy in that contraction. I mean, I equate. It's not a very good. I'm not saying this is a good way of describing it, because it isn't really a fever. But I do call it a fever because what can you do about that? There's nothing to do. It's nobody's fault. It's nobody to blame. It's not a habit that you have to fix or to resolve, or that there's a method of being able to do anything about it. It's just what seems to be going on.
You take penicillin for fever.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, this again, me will try to find a solution to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say anything really. Yeah.
But the me isn't there constantly. I mean, because sometimes I don't know whether there's a me or not.
Yeah. Well, interesting. Yeah.
No.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
The me is
It's
not.
only when something has to happen, or a lot of things you do automatic, like being in the flow. Then
Me is the one that tries to figure out whether there's a me or not.
yeah.
To
So-
me or not to me.
Yeah, that's the me. Nice. That's the second one that you've got today. Okay.
What was the other one?
No, it was before. Different.
Completely
Different context.
topic.
But I think one of the funniest ways the me has to feel fulfilled is it understands that it's the impediment itself, so it wants to debunk itself,
Yeah.
it wants to get rid of itself,
Yeah, and analyze itself.
and point out,
Yeah.
I see the
Yeah.
me and the.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
Self-analysis. You know,
But it's
am
funny,
I getting better? Oh, damn it, I'm back. Yeah. Oh, you know, this has happened. Does that mean I'm closer, or does that mean
Yeah, but
there's no me?
it's as if we were two, you know, who is judging who, or who is.
Well, absolutely. It's the Cerberus. Yeah.
Who is evaluating
Yeah.
where it is and if
Yeah.
it's there or not, as if we were. It
Yeah.
doesn't even make sense, you know. Even if it had to make sense, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's totally hypocritical. Yeah.
So this is all about seeing the impossibility of understanding, of knowing, and then.
Well, it isn't about anything, but it is just that is what is. What is just undescribable. That's just what it is. There's no way to describe this. There's just this, just immediacy, aliveness, newness. That's all. So this isn't about that. It's just that.
Yeah, but we are talking
Yeah,
about
around it. Yeah,
around it.
yeah.
And that is to again and again be smacked like you cannot.
Well, that's what I mean. Is that
Yeah.
there's an idea there that this is to have an end. There is some sort of end game. That there's an approach, or that this is some sort of that. It in a sense, as that turns what this is expressing into a kind of teaching, because it's to try to get somewhere. But this is not trying to get anywhere. This doesn't recognise that there is anybody there. So that it's in this, yeah, that's a bit different. There's no one to teach. There's no teaching. There's no getting anywhere. It is impossible to get this. Nobody ever gets it because it's already everything. So you don't need to get it.
Yeah, because getting something is always a part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always a part. Yeah. Yeah.
What you just said, it sounded to me almost as if you just said, or as if it has been expressed,
Mhm.
don't worry. It's like that there is no need to worry.
Well, I mean,
But the worry still happens.
yeah, me makes everything into a problem
Yeah.
because it's looking to find a solution. Yeah, but this is what all this is saying is that, in a way, that whole thing is just an illusion. So it's not saying, don't worry, because it's not. That would be talking to somebody to just to try to, say, oh, don't worry, it's all going to be okay. No, it's not. It's not really that. It's not that. It's just actually expressing all there is what is. All there is this. Doesn't need to be anything more. This is enoughness.
And immediately I tried, in here I want to start a debate about that. It's
I don't know. Well, you can try. This doesn't really have an opinion to debate. That's the problem. It's not really. Yeah.
The me is an alien invading bodies, making themselves believe they are real, with the me inside.
Well, that's a pretty incredible story, that one. But I mean, yeah, it's been alien invasions have been conjured up before as well. Probably in the same way of thinking, yeah.
You know, some religions speak about human condition as greed. In a way, they are right, because but not there's something wrong, of course. But it is greed. It is neediness.
Well, it's seeking, yeah.
Yeah. So they make it wrong, by the way.
No,
right?
well, greed is seeking.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's just not this, something else.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
But we don't know, by the way. But
Yeah.
it just comes down to the sense of not enough, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, not enough. Yeah, give me something else. This is this. You know, this expression is very boring for me. You know,
Yeah.
it's so boring. You know, that's why there are some speakers that are trying to revamp the the message and make it into a new message of non-duality. That's ridiculous. But the point is that it's all that is about is basically me trying to find something else.
If you compare this immediacy with an immediacy from 100 years ago, or an immediacy from 1,000 years ago.
There isn't 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago.
No, but there are books, there are elements that seems to come from that period, even if there is just only this.
Well, that's a story. Yeah. Okay.
But except the absolute, this which is unexplainable, all the rest is a story.
Yes.
It's a
Well,
concept.
it's all a story. Yeah.
But in that concept, in that story, there seems to be an evolution.
Well, I mean, I would call it, I would perhaps call it a devolution. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, evolution, devolution, whatever. It's all a kind of story which seems to be about progression.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would say is that things have got simpler and simpler. There seems to be a huge amount of complexity around those apparently old or ancient messages about this, and I also think that there is a very, I love this thing that Tony says, which is, Buddhism was good for 5 minutes, which is absolutely brilliant, and exactly the case, is that there was a moment where, there was a clarity, and then, that was pounced on and turned into a teaching, and I think that went on for quite a long time, and apparently, and then now there is a much simpler form of expression, which is very direct, and sort of came in with Tony's expression, which of course is not his expression. It's just what it is. In a way, there's been a sort of falling away of all of that hierarchical ideology and sort of religious stuff, which sort of created a lot of complexity in a way, language complexity around that statement of non-duality, and now that's not there anymore. That's all being torn down, and it's just a very bare, raw expression of that of what is. It's very simple.
Will I notice when the me is gone? Will I?
Maybe not.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
not.
Yeah,
There are people, you know,
Yeah.
bodies that where that me falls away and there's just a carrying on
yeah,
and hardly a noticing.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
because
Do
there's
you
no
like
one
to
to
talk
look
about
for.
yourself? Do you like to talk about yourself?
Does this?
This, yeah, this.
No. But what was the question, sorry?
Do you like to talk about yourself? How was that for you?
Well, there is no one. There is no one.
There's no
So
story.
there's you know that's there's not. This is not coming out of anything. So
But
no.
there is a story.
There is a story. Well, an apparent story of David. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, that's a story, and that doesn't really come up, I have to say, unless there was somebody, you know, asking me about that. That story would be.
I'm kind of trying to ask about your story.
Ah, right. I see. Okay, sorry, missed the cue there. No. I mean, I don't often. You know, unless somebody brings up a question about that.
Now, for example, did you notice when the me was gone?
Ah, yes. There was a sense, actually, because there was a definite sense of an apparent moment where that sort of let go.
Ah, yeah.
An apparent moment. There
Yeah.
wasn't a moment.
Yeah.
It was the end of moments.
Yeah.
It was the end of happening. So, you know, but there was that sense, and then just a sense in the body of a deep sort of relaxation.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a sort of sense of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't dramatic at all. It was very, very undramatic, or you know, not anything that me had imagined
Yeah.
for all of those apparent, you know, 20, 30 years of seeking. You know, that all of that time, with all the imagination I had about what it would be like if, you know, blah 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 blah. Irrelevant. All of it was irrelevant. The whole thing.
Yeah. And one can also not know if the me comes back again or not.
Well, if me comes back, then seeking comes back.
Yeah. But that can also happen, that there were moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that
Yeah.
seems to go on.
Quite a lot. Huh? Yeah.
Well, it seems to go on quite a lot in the world of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it yeah, when it does sort of just let go, it's been seen through. It can't really.
Yeah.
There's nothing for it to come back to.
Yeah. If it's really been
It's,
seen
what is
through.
it going? Where's
Yeah.
it going to come back? How's it going to? Oh yeah, it's difficult to.
Yeah.
But it's yeah.
So in that sense, it is important to understand also that seeing through is that sort of understanding.
Well, it's not important. There isn't anything that's important, but there's just what's being seen. It's just that is apparently seen through. Yes.
Yeah, I sometimes hear people who do ayahuasca and that sort of thing, and then they also have, I was nothing and I was nowhere, and but yeah, then.
Well, remember that the ayahuasca and all of those plant medicines are states.
Yeah,
they're induced
yeah.
states,
yeah.
and they're induced states like a racing car driver, or an extreme sport, or
Yeah.
and in a way it's a very similar thing.
Yeah.
And so in those very abnormal actually states, there can be an apparent falling away of that contraction of me, you know, and you know people
Yeah.
being in accidents can have something quite similar.
Yeah.
You know, and then they can become very addicted to doing that, to try to get back again. Of course, it doesn't. It's very difficult for that
Another accident. and
Another accident. Yeah, keep on getting
Wow.
addicted to accidents. Interestingly, there was actually,
Really?
films about that. There have been films that have been written about that. That
I
kind
think
of thing.
The more you want it, the less it will happen, because then you're so.
It's a very interesting
Yeah.
thing of like the sort of addiction to these very extreme things,
Yeah.
whatever they are, extreme.
Mount Everest climbing, for
Mount
example.
Everest climbing,
It's
yeah, all of
mess
that.
up there now.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I've seen that.
But
yeah.
that's also about dying.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Take it to the limit.
yeah,
It's it's a real sort of in a way kind of death wish.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But sometimes dying is better than the life people. No,
It's just what seems to happen.
yeah,
That contraction can really drive people into very extreme situations.
and what we are coming to get here
Mm.
is
Well, whatever
ext-
you're trying to get, you're not going to get.
yeah,
just
I know,
want to
I'm
say.
joking. You're English, aren't you?
Of course, but I'm just
Okay.
I have to express what
Yeah,
have to respond to what comes. Yeah.
yeah. I forgot what I want to say. I don't. It's gone.
It's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
Mhm.
remember.
Yeah.
So, like the extreme sports or people who are using drugs,
Hmm.
they go an extreme way, and this is kind of an extreme relaxation.
Well, no, this isn't.
Okay.
This is just absolutely normal. There's
Yeah.
all of those things in a way
Yeah,
are attempts to get somewhere,
yeah,
and as a result, they,
Yes.
those things, if those apparent methods worked, then everybody would do that.
yeah,
Nothing works.
Yeah.
Because it's always me that's trying to get rid of me.
yeah. But that's what I mean with extreme relaxation, that the me doesn't even have to appear on the stage.
Well, but again, if you can turn extreme relaxation into a method, and this is not a method,
Yeah.
this is just what is.
Mm.
This doesn't. This is the most amazing thing about this is that there is no method.
Yeah, it's before
That's
the
what's
method.
so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's before the method. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's completely free. It's free of all of those constructs and attempts to get somewhere and all of that stuff. All of that stuff in a way is just the sort of, chastisement of me.
Yeah.
It's all a contraction. A fervour, kind of fervour,
So,
It's a kind of desperation.
oh yeah.
Yeah. This is the end of desperation.
Or hope. And hope.
And hope, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, hope is desperate.
Yeah, exactly. So avoid desperation, we hope.
Yeah.
It gets more
Yeah, oh
hopeless
yeah,
and-
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a desperate hope, it's that's
Yeah. That's bad.
the yeah.
That's in a way a sobering shock.
Yeah, because we just abstract everything, you know, like evolution, relaxation.
Mm.
It's always comparison with some
Yeah,
other
exactly.
state or other
Yeah,
state.
always.
So it's a
Yeah,
it's a reflex that
Yeah,
that
it's
the
a
sense
yeah,
of me
absolutely.
has or
Yeah.
time.
it's all
So-
all trying to find something. The whole thing is trying
And
to find
two,
something.
you know, just to understand or
Yeah.
to get there. Or
It's trying to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, when all there is gold.
And we cannot say a poor me. It's no me.
Well, you can say poor me if you want, but
Yes.
ultimately, no,
But
there is no one. No.
There is no one.
But I mean, when there is no one, and that is expressed, it's because there is no one. But when there is a sense of there being someone, and they simply say there is no one, they say there is no one. Of course, that's going to be. It's not going to be fulfilling at all. It's just words, you know. It's just words. So you know, this is not like if I say this enough, or if I understand this enough, or if I keep on repeating this enough, then eventually it's going to sink in, and I will be no one. That is a complete drive of me to get somewhere.
One of the numerous traps.
But if there is no one, it's still in my perception.
Well, it would be if there is a me.
Yeah, but this everything is also in my perception.
If there's a me, it's your perception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when there isn't anyone, it's not. There is no perception here. There's just there's no one perceiving anything here.
Yeah.
There's just perception.
Yeah, but then it's your perception.
No.
Because your perception will be different than my perception.
Well, there's a apparent different angle, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that there's anybody perceiving it.
No, but that can be without the me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different angle.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
There's a camera there.
of course,
there's a camera here.
yeah. But of course, we're still trying to talk about it. It's still in my perception.
Yeah.
Without a me, then, but my.
Well, there is no my perception. I mean, there is apparent my perception when
Okay.
there's me.
Uh,
Me owns everything,
yeah, but when
even
the
perception.
me is not there,
Yeah,
there's still perception.
there's perception for no
And
one.
then it's in this system, in this camera.
There's an apparent angle which is different from this angle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the me also gets a different connotation then. It's not like an ego me, but it's still in.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's a different there's a different preferences that body might have relative to this body. Preferences still happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There are different. Sorry.
No.
There are different bodies
Different bodies.
perceiving, but these are owned by no one, and they are
Yeah.
just part of these immediate.
It's just energy.
experiences.
Yeah.
so it also feels impersonal.
and deeply intimate.
It doesn't feel impersonal.
It feels impersonal and deeply intimate
Yeah.
at exactly the same time.
How would it feel impersonal if there is no person?
Well, I mean, it is
Person.
it is and the
It is.
it is
Doesn't
just
feel
is.
impersonal.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's true. Yeah. So it can't
But
feel.
feeling can happen for no one.
Yeah, but it doesn't then feel impersonal. It's just feeling.
Well, it's yes. I mean, this
Because
is
when there's a person, it
this
feels
is-
personal. But
yeah.
if there's no
This
one,
is
it
a
doesn't feel
semantic
impersonal.
thing. we're
Yeah, I
getting
know,
into.
but just to
But
go a little bit.
Essentially there is no one,
Yeah.
and there's no
Person.
that body can feel and it can perceive, but there doesn't need to be an ownership of those functions.
Sure.
Yeah, that's really.
It can feel personal, but that's it. Owning the perception, meaning.
Well, me owns perception.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it apparently owns
Yeah.
perception, of course.
It appropriates itself.
Yes,
It's just
it believes,
Holds.
if you like, that is mine.
Yeah.
This is my perception, my world, my body, my life, etc.
It's a very selfish alien.
Well, I mean, selfish. Yeah, there is a sense of a center.
Yeah.
Where everything is, you know.
But it is
Right.
also energetic, that sense of
Yes,
center.
it's an apparent energetic
Contraction, it's
contraction.
energetic
apparently,
contraction.
yeah.
But it's energetic, it seems like it's energetic holding on. When it is mine, my perception.
Well,
It's
holding
energy.
on and contraction, they're quite similar.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just, it's just
hmm
holding on as mine.
Yeah. I mean, no one's doing that,
No.
but it's just
Yeah.
what seems to be happening. Yeah.
If it's energetic and if it's a contraction, then it can be measured.
Well, you're trying to work it out. Obviously, if you're trying to measure it, but yeah, I mean, it's contraction.
Yeah.
But that's not going to. I mean, if you could measure it and you could understand, exactly what it was, you got exact notion of it, how does that help? But I understand the desire to do that because me wants to try to figure this out. The only reason that it would have all of that interest in this is simply to find out how I can get rid of me. What I can do. There must be a solution. There must be a way of doing this. And then it would spend a whole load of time trying to find the solution to it. And it would never find it.
Yeah.
Because it's the absence of that which is looking.
And measurement is also relative.
Yeah, sure,
It's an abstraction. so
Sure,
it's
yeah.
just,
sure.
not this,
Yeah.
not in.
It was just so clear right now that it's like that you are not coming as a teacher or as a healer or as a whatever therapist to resolve anything. It's like, and it's like
I'm a plant's pot.
yeah, quite lovely and charming plant spot. Yeah. Ah, super. I love
Is that Alexa?
So thank you for coming, everyone. All I wanted to say is there's nothing apparently happening, and all that is longed for is already what is. Thank you.
Thank you.